This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Crunchyroll. Watch high-quality anime you love, no ads, anytime, anywhere, and only $6.95 a month for unlimited anime. Support this podcast and go to crunchyroll.com/thepatch and try it free for 30 days. That's crunchyroll.com/thepatch.
This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron sends gourmet recipes and all the fresh ingredients you need to make them right to your door. To see what's on the menu this week, visit blueapron.com. Our listeners get their first 2 meals free. Just go to blueapron.com/thepatch. That's blueapron.com/thepatch.
Hey, start off with a bang.
Welcome to The Patch. We're starting off with a person down. What'd you hit it on?
The chair. It bit me.
It was the drama. Everyone was running around.
Yeah, we arrived in the last 30 seconds. You wouldn't know, though, because we've completely obscured Meg with the wall of hourglasses.
No, I like it. Keep them, because I didn't get to do my bangs.
There we go.
There we go.
Double flip.
Oh, gravity wins.
The hourglass is having problems.
There's no...
It wasn't doing this the other day when we tested it.
This is fun. The hourglass is just continuing to roll.
We can land a satellite on a comet, but we can't make an hourglass. It doesn't flip itself.
Yeah, how did that go? I heard something about the landing clamps didn't attach or something.
They did it twice. They did, like,
it twice?
I think they had to like redo it or something. And somebody was
First one
like,
didn't
we did
stick.
it twice.
That's a good thing. They had the opportunity to redo it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Usually
Hey.
when it's astrological things, it's like, whoops, well.
It crashed. Well, that was 9 years.
Yeah.
Down the drain.
Decade well spent.
Yeah.
At least they got to hear it sing. Sort of.
Yeah,
Gus and I were having a conversation about this earlier. Like, how is it listening to it? Well, obviously, they're taking one electromagnetic wave and turning it into audio.
Yeah. We were baffled and trying to figure out how sound travels in space, because in space no one can hear you scream.
That's true.
Even if you're a comet.
By the way, have you seen Interstellar? Because I don't want to get into
No.
it. This is games, but there's a lot of stuff in space that makes a lot of noise.
I have not seen Interstellar yet. You
Really
are totally
chatty
obscured.
space things.
You got hourglasses all over the place. All right.
Dicks everywhere.
We're here. What? Hourglasses everywhere. We're here at The Patch this week
Tomato.
with Gus
Meg.
Ryan.
and Double Gus. So we're here to talk about video games. So BlizzCon,
Of which there are many to talk about.
there are
this
many to
week.
talk about. BlizzCon is the huge thing that happened, I guess, since the last patch.
Sure. We can start with BlizzCon if you want to make you feel better.
What? Do you not like BlizzCon? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got like the Master Chief Collection, Assassin's Creed.
We got you know what? We
there's
got a
actual
whole hour,
games.
baby doll. We
It's
got
true.
time.
No, but he's like, BlizzCon, the big thing. They're
fine.
announcing the No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What do you got? What do you got at BlizzCon?
They had a lot of
Come on.
different esports competitions at BlizzCon.
Did they?
They did.
They did show a trailer for Overwatch, which was really
Overwatch
cool.
was very cool. The new Pixar film, Overwatch.
So they released two different trailers for Overwatch. One which looked like a Pixar film and made me think of The Incredibles, and the second one which was like a gameplay trailer. Which
Wait, cinematic trailer and a gameplay trailer.
I'm glad they had gameplay.
Guess
Yeah.
what I did though? When I was like, guess what? Overwatch. I'm gonna use that cinematic trailer though, because it's way cuter.
Yeah, it's really cute, but I'm glad that we got to see what the game would actually plays like.
Sure.
And I love how crazy the cast is. It's like, oh, you want to play a gorilla wearing glasses? Yeah, you can do that.
I really love the British girl. I want to cosplay it just because I want to go around going, hello, love, cameras there. I just want to keep doing that all
Yeah.
day long.
Can you get like a camera strobe and go flash and just like run to another spot?
You're my new cosplay buddy.
I'll provide the
Gimmicks.
technicals.
Yes, thank you.
I read a where is it? I'm taking a look for it here. But someone was talking about, it was Chris Metzen was talking about the diversity of the cast in Overwatch. And he said that he wanted fans to feel equally represented by Overwatch's heroes. And he said that he had been watching some World of Warcraft cinematics with his daughter on YouTube. And that his daughter asked, like, why are all the female characters in bikinis? And he was like, I don't know, you know?
Boobs.
Yeah, I guess he felt bad about that. And so now it's like you've got this super diverse cast without any of that stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean the girl, she's purple and she's in the middle there with a little thing on her head.
The sniper.
She's got her boobies out.
Her boobs are,
So
As does the
there's
medic.
equally
They're still very
represented
tight,
boobie.
but
outness.
it's not the World of Warcraft paradigm where
It's
the
true.
male
The
model of the
blood, yeah.
armor is one thing,
Yeah,
the
the
female
blood
model.
elf female armor is just like a little. I got shoulder things though. My shoulders are
Yeah,
covered.
it's not armor.
Well, you see, that's the erogenous zones on many of those races.
Oh, yeah?
It's right there, so
You
they
should
have
get,
to keep
the back
them
of the
covered.
neck armor, too.
It's true. Have you ever tried to turn on an orc? I mean, that's where you go. You got to get those shoulder pads off first.
Cosplay help and orc seduction.
Romancing.
Did you see the cosplay that the person spent 2 years building for BlizzCon?
Yes.
And she hurt herself right before the competition trying to get on stage.
Yeah.
I think the story is that she either really hurt her ankle or broke her ankle and wasn't able to get it on stage. So they set it up on display. But she spent 2 years working on it. And then literally on her way to go show it off to everyone, she hurt herself and then couldn't wear it.
Well, but now it is everywhere. It is now being carried by several news networks.
Yeah,
her story's out there. I mean, that's such a bummer. There were also 2 cosplayers, one of which I know works at Blizzard. The other one, I don't know if she's connected with Blizzard officially or not, but they were both Overwatch cosplayers that competed in the costume contest in like full Overwatch cosplay. So they were given the art ahead of time.
Kind of unfair.
Yeah.
That's some collusion. I
mean, I'm assuming they were maybe not allowed to win. Or maybe it's a craftsmanship competition, so maybe it was just the craftsmanship.
Well, and also, I mean, a lot of that is recognition, right? So if you don't recognize the character, which they just released the trailer as part of the same event, then it doesn't appeal to as many people.
I mean, that's true, and I think it was really just like an advertising stunt at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I guess, that makes sense. As long as they weren't allowed to win.
Maybe they were. It was just like on the craftsmanship side, they should have been allowed to win because they still built the characters.
If they built the giant mech thing that turns into a turret, I would have been real impressed. They would have deserved to win.
No, it was Booby Assassin Girl was one of them.
Of course it was.
Purple Booby Assassin Girl.
Did it actually have a closing faceplate? Because she opens her face sometimes.
It was just on top of her head.
Oh.
It was in the open position.
Yeah.
You don't win with that.
Of course, yeah.
Hey.
With no innuendo intended. So they also announced Heroes of the Storms getting new characters and moving into beta in January, which is their MOBA. I haven't played it that much. I've played with it a little bit, but the interesting thing to me about this announcement was that the Lost Vikings will now be characters in Heroes of the Storm.
Really?
And yeah, the Lost Vikings it's an old game Blizzard made years ago, and I don't think they've touched it in decades. So it's weird to see those characters come back again into something new. Well,
speaking of bringing sort of those good segue there, in Overwatch, Kotaku reported that it was actually Project Titan, that they'd reworked Project Titan to make Overwatch, but then a lot of other news outlets didn't go that far, so I don't know what's really true or not.
I think the story I read, it might have been on Polygon, was that elements of Titan were taken and integrated into Overwatch, and that it was the actual game.
Because I felt like they shit all over Titan when they were like announcing it. They were like, yeah, it just wasn't fun. Nobody liked it. We hated it. Ugh.
Well, but maybe they just pulled character designs. It's amazing looking at the trailer for that, the gameplay trailer especially, and just seeing how Blizzard-like the art was in those environments. It looked like it could be something very easily lifted from World of Warcraft, only brought up to the next level. It's really neat to see that cohesiveness.
What was weird to me was seeing the poster they sold at BlizzCon with all of the different Blizzard characters with the Overwatch characters in there, because it's like all these long-running franchises with all these characters, and then the new people. Hey, we're here too.
It's Saved by the Bell, the new class.
Yeah, hopefully better.
Never better.
But it's just weird seeing that all put together. But it all fit, like you said. It's definitely Blizzard style. So we talked about Overwatch. Oh, and they're gonna have the beta starts in 2015. Signups are now live for that. I have not signed up yet. I need to do that. They expanded on the Hearthstone expansion, Goblins versus Gnomes, which releases in December, and I thought they had a really funny trailer for that. We'll put it in the patch notes. We're playing a little bit of it right now. Just the perpetual struggle of the inventors of the Horde and the Alliance, or the tinkerers, and their inability to make stuff that actually works right. Which is a funny subplot, I think, in the Warcraft universe. So looking forward to that. It comes out in December. StarCraft 2: Legacy of the Void coming out as a standalone game.
Which does seem like it would be odd to do anything other than that at this point. I mean, there's such a gap between the first Wings of Liberty and this one that if you required Wings of Liberty, you could probably maybe sell it for really cheap, but also people have probably lost their copies. They've sold them back.
Do you think... Well, with Battle.net now, it's like you own it all the time in the cloud.
Wings of Liberty is old enough that you may not have that on Battle.net.
That's true.
There's still physical copies of Wings of Liberty.
And what was I going to say? Oh, so do you? I mean, but it makes me wonder. Like, no one will just jump in and be like, "Oh, I'm going to play Legacy of the Void." Like, they'll have started at Wings of Liberty, right? Like, it's a weird. How do you bring new people into this franchise that's split across two different titles, StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, and then the second title split into 3 different chunks over like a 5-year period.
Oh.
But are they trying to even bring new people in, or are they just trying to like appease the people they already have?
Maintain, baby.
Yeah.
That's what Blizzard's all about. Just status quo all the way.
I mean, maintaining would actually be good for them right now because World of Warcraft is just like...
Well, I saw an interesting op-ed article on Polygon that someone wrote talking about how they expected this BlizzCon to be, you know, Blizzard in decline. That by all accounts, Blizzard should be in flames, not doing well because Titan was canceled. There really wasn't anything anyone was expecting out of this BlizzCon, but they came out with Overwatch and they showed off some of the StarCraft 2 stuff. And it's like, people are genuinely excited about this, you know, and it's, instead of it being a down, oh, things kind of suck year, it's like a wow, everything's awesome and rejuvenated.
Well, it's amazing how long a play they're willing to make. I mean, if you look at StarCraft 2, that's been, what, 6 years?
No, 5, I think. Didn't the
Is it
first
5?
didn't Wings of Liberty come out in 2010, I think, when you check.
Sounds about right. But, I mean, it'll come out to being about 6 years from start to finish. Meanwhile, you know, people at Ubisoft are pushing out an Assassin's Creed every year. Like, there's
We're going to get to that.
some people that are
We will
willing to
talk about
wait.
that.
Well, we're going to get there, yeah. But there's some companies that are willing to wait, get a good product, get it out. And then some companies are just popping
They
them out
have
as
2
fast
out
as
on the
they
same
can.
day. They're not even waiting a whole year.
July 27th, 2010 was Wings of Liberty.
Okay, and then the next one won't be out till next year?
Yeah, I think they said it'll be next year. They also, of course, announced additional casting in the Warcraft movie, and they showed what the orcs will look like. I don't know if we have that. They showed a screenshot of King Lane and Orgrim. There they are.
Which are really arted up, so it's hard to tell what that looked like in motion.
Right. And so, I don't know. That orc looks crazy to me.
Yeah, that doesn't look like that could be a real thing.
Right. Like, I want to see like an actual frame of the movie with
Yeah.
the orc to get like comparison. Because like you said, it's very arted up.
Yeah.
And is it going to be... this might be a dumb question. I hope it's not. Is it practical? Do we know if they're going to go practical
I don't
with any
know.
of it? Okay.
Who knows?
I
thought
hope
it
they
was,
do.
speculation was mostly CG, but yeah, I mean...
I hope not. That stuff ages so poorly.
It
And
does.
practical effects look so good for so much longer.
Well, I don't know. We're getting to, there's going to be a certain threshold where CG will integrate so well that it'll age as well as the rest of it. I mean, if the
guess.
CG starts to look bad, it's because the whole film
Everything
is
looks
looking
bad.
They haven't upgraded it for HoloVision yet.
Well, HoloVision hasn't been invented yet, Ryan. Don't be stupid. Then, as part of the movie announcement, they also launched 2 different websites, fightforthehorde.com and fightforthealliance.com, to get your information flavored the way you like, I guess, which I thought was kind of cool.
The little
Well,
art
Horde
thing
indeed.
they did in Times Square was really cool, too.
Yeah, the big axe in the taxi cab was super cool.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and I like that the yellow tape says warlords.com or hashtag warlords. Just a
Is
reminder.
it? I mean, is there like a concern when you do that sort of thing? Like people might think that it's real. It's sort of a War of the Worlds effect.
No, I mean it's in Times Square. It's not like
Yeah.
it's in the middle of nowhere. There's not really any damage underneath the cab at all.
Their weirdness levels are just normally a little
New
higher.
Yorkers are probably a little bit more used to it than
Yeah.
we are.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention, I know I got a huge block of Blizzard news here, is I guess World of Warcraft announced their WoW charity pet for the year, with the proceeds going to the Red Cross to help fight Ebola. And you can see there it is.
Isn't it the cutest thing to ever fight Ebola?
It's so cute.
So yeah, I think it's going to be $10. But yeah, the full price is $10, and it's donated to American Red Cross to assist in Ebola relief. And the pet's name is Argil.
I love that he's not available for purchase. He's available for adoption. He needs you. Give him a good home.
Well, when you purchase something, you buy it. When you adopt something, you bring it in and
Yeah,
love
it's-
it. It's like
Who
tugs at the
saved who?
heartstrings. Right. Argil is my co-pilot. I'm a sucker for World of Warcraft pets. Now,
We've
especially now that I'm getting back
discussed
into it.
previously,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm excited about it. Blah, blah, blah. I think
You should
that's
be able to have
everything.
multiple pets out at the same time. Have like your own pet posse. Just follow behind you.
Oh yeah, last thing. I guess I wanted to also mention that Warlords of Draenor is out, and what the collector's edition has. It came with the game, behind the scenes DVD, Blu-ray, soundtrack, art book, mouse pad,
Yes.
in-game mount, in-game pet, StarCraft 2 portrait, Diablo 3 War Song pennant, and Hearthstone card back.
The mouse pad's all I give a shit about whenever I get a collector's edition. I'm not even lying. I have my Burning Crusade mouse pad in my desk drawer right now.
You still use mouse pads?
Yeah, I have actually a BioShock 2 mouse pad that I got for free. They were like, please take it at PAX when I bought something that I use for my desktop PC.
What about you?
No, I've gone mouse padless.
Yeah.
I feel dirty. I feel like I'm raw dogging it. I don't like it. I want to cushion it.
Wow. It seems
that's the most ridiculous thing that's been said in this office.
I don't know. It feels dirtier because that mouse pad just gets nasty.
No.
Like,
what are you doing to your mouse pad?
Well, it's fabric. It's so like wood. That's solid. Nothing's getting soaked into the wood.
I wish I had a picture of this. I'll see if I can find one. But my coffee table at home, like before I got my gaming PC set up, I would play World of Warcraft on my laptop. And I didn't have a dedicated place to do it, so I would put it on the coffee table in my living room, and I just set up my mouse and I'd play there. One day I looked at my coffee table and I realized that I had essentially worn all of the finish off in a little circle immediately to the right of where I put down my...
See? You had a mouse pad, that wouldn't have happened.
And that's the one time I thought, man, I should have been using a mouse pad. Like, it's just like worn down, like it's gone.
Full on, I've fully taken mouse pads out of like a collector's edition of WoW and then been like, okay, you can have that now. I just wanted this. You can have all the art books. I just want the mouse pad, please. It's got my little map on it. I'm not going there yet, but I'll look at it.
Hey, if they got reference information, that's a whole other thing. Now you're getting me. Now it's a hook.
Thank you, right?
Yeah. Okay, that would be useful.
I told everyone.
Yeah.
But no,
Blizzard, you can send me a congratulatory mouse pad for converting everyone. Thank you.
Well, lots of times it's just like art or nothing.
Yeah, the BioShock 2 one I have, first of all, it's not even like cushy. It's kind of like this weird plasticky, but it's got a little sister and a big daddy. It looks really badass. Can't help myself. Even though that game was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Still haven't played it.
Oh, so
it's not worth it.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, BioShock 2. Yeah, I was not a fan.
Stepchild of that series.
There's a few big stories this week, obviously. Yes. We'll get to them.
Okay.
I'm going to go through some of the other stuff that I have on my list here.
What about Amiibos? I know that's what you want to talk about.
Amiibos are not on my list to talk about. I do have some Nintendo news on here, I believe, though. I don't remember what it was.
I will say those Amiibo things are kind of cute.
There's no Toad yet. Breaking my heart with no Toad.
Oh, yeah.
But there were new ones announced.
I have two different Nintendo things on my list here. So Splatoon got narrowed, its release date narrowed down to Q2 2015.
Sweet.
A little more information about the combat, or the factions, I guess, that are fighting. It's the squid people.
The cutesy shooter.
Then Legends of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D is coming out with Splatoon. I'm actually really excited about this game. I liked this E3 presentation.
Cute. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, and I can't wait to play it.
Does anyone really buy it's going to be Q2 of this year? I mean, nowadays we have so many games with hard release dates that just don't hit the date. So if you've got general release dates, that doesn't mean a real thing to me. That means I'll see it in 2016.
I think Nintendo's not as bad traditionally as most people.
Literally just going to say, if it's Nintendo, I don't blink an eye. Yeah, but anybody else, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, buddy. But Nintendo, I feel like they honor their release dates a little bit.
Yeah, I think they wait a lot longer to set those dates until they know that they can hit the goal, as opposed to setting something and then failing miserably. Then the other bit of news I had, which was what we had people rush the stage to tell us last week, was that The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is coming out. There's a port arriving on the 3DS in spring of 2015. And here's a little comparison video showing the 3DS graphics next to the N64 graphics. And they talked about how they've been working on this game for quite a while, for a couple of years.
Really?
Yeah.
Something like they started, I can't remember, I read a headline. It was like they started this right after they finished something else. I can't remember what it was. That was not even remotely helpful.
I'm trying to pull up the information here. But yeah, it seems cool. Like I said last week, I love Majora's Mask. I guess at some point I'll go back and replay it. But it's not high on my list of things I'm excited about right now, just because I'm so far behind on other games. When that comes, it may be a different story. I may be ready to pick it up. But yeah. Let's see. I think they said that maybe that they started working on it immediately after Ocarina of Time got its 3DS remake back in 2011.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it'd be a few years. That's a long time to take an existing game and then port it to another platform.
I mean, the architectures are so different at this point. They may have had to just start from scratch.
Yeah, redo
do a shot
like
for shot.
the cinematics.
Yeah, and I guess it seemed like the assets were redone.
Yeah, all the assets look new.
Yeah, they're a little higher risk. But I was shocked at how little difference there was, if that makes sense. Like there's definitely more polygons. It definitely looks better, but they didn't go so far. And I'm sure it was an artistic choice where they didn't want to make it look alien and totally unlike the old.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Halo 2 anniversary difference, and it wasn't that kind of difference. But I mean, it looks really, really good. I thought it looked really sharp.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. But right now, I'm going to read this ad read before we get to the rest of our stuff. I want to remind everyone this episode of The Patch is brought to you by Blue Apron. Cooking and eating should be enjoyable, but if you're busy or health conscious or just don't know your way around the kitchen, it can be stressful. Ordering out is expensive and gets unhealthy fast. Cooking's a pain too, finding and coming up with recipes, shopping for ingredients, dealing with leftover produce that goes to waste. Forget it. You need Blue Apron to take the stress out of cooking. Here's how it works. For $9.99 per meal, they send the right ingredients in the exact right proportions with simple recipe instructions right to your door. Meals are 500 to 700 calories per serving, way too low for how delicious they are. Blue Apron includes step-by-step instructions with pictures. It's idiot-proof. They work around your schedule and your dietary preferences. Cooking takes about half an hour and shipping is always free. You'll make meals like blackened chili dusted chicken with corn and tomato salad and tomato peach... What? Let me do that again. And tomato, peach, and goat cheese salad with roasted garlic bread and more delicious meals. You'll cook incredible meals and be blown away by the quality and freshness. Blue Apron, fast, fresh, and affordable. End the stress of cooking right now. Go to blueapron.com/thepatch. Get your first 2 meals free. 2 free meals just for going to blueapron.com/thepatch. So before we get back to video game news, I finally had a chance to try out Blue Apron.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you make?
I'm going to pull it up here. I made 3 different things.
Wow.
I made Parmesan crusted chicken with kale Caesar salad and toasted hazelnuts.
You know it's good when the explanation of what you made is so long that you kind of lose track of what the first order is by the time you get to the end.
I made also lamb ragu with rigatoni and purple top turnips. And the last thing I made was rice flake crusted salmon with miso, smashed Japanese sweet potatoes, and mustard greens.
This all sounds way too fancy for me. I feel like if I was looking at a restaurant, I'd be like, I would have started reading that and been like, I can't decide what that would taste like. On to the cheeseburger. Yeah, cheeseburger's good.
It was pretty good. And in fact, like one of the selling points they say is like there's pictures step by step. It's idiot proof. Like at one point when I made the Parmesan crusted chicken, it's like, cut the kale, take the stems out, cut the kale into ribbons. I was like, cut the kale into ribbons? What the fuck does that mean? And it looks like this. Like, oh, okay, cool. Make it look like that. Okay, I got it. I can do that. It was really handy. And
There's always
really
when you have like a recipe, you get like one word in there. You know, it's like beret the chicken. And you're like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So I understand now why they say it's idiot proof because I was able to do all 3 of those. It was really good. Anyway, try it out if you want. Up to you.
Do you get to? I have one question, and we move on. Do you get to pick what it is, or they just send you something and you?
Okay. They have a huge selection, like a huge menu, and if you have like dietary preferences, like they say, like stuff you can't eat, you can narrow it down and search through it. It's really handy. Okay, so I guess we should get to some of the big news that we keep talking about.
Yes.
Master Chief Collection came out this week.
It's out.
I was fortunate enough to go out to LA for the Halo Fest, which is why I wasn't on the podcast on Monday. And they while we were there, they showed us the first 2 episodes of Nightfall. And
how's it look?
Looks good. Looks amazing. It looks, big budget Hollywood. It's like, wow, that's legit. And we made a video for the No, but Ashley and I got a chance to play Halo 5 Guardians beta. That's us playing. And I felt like I need to step my game up. It's super fucking competitive.
Well, they talk about how it's very more movement. It's more movement centered.
I killed that guy. I killed the shit out of that guy. I don't even know what happened.
I love whenever
you're intense game face.
You're capturing game footage. You kill someone. You're like, yes.
I got a double kill at one point. I was so fucking happy, but my face never changed. I felt so self-conscious of the footage afterwards because my face is just like dead in the eyes.
How does the movement stack up next to say Titanfall or Call of Duty? Advanced Warfare? It
definitely makes me think of Titanfall. It's all about like boosting in different directions. When you jump, if you zoom in to like shoot someone, you hover in the air for just a few seconds to get your shot off. But it's like good and bad. It's like you can get your shot off, but you're fucking hovering in the air, unable to
target.
move. Right.
When you stop hovering, do you continue with your jump or you just fall straight down?
You continue.
Interesting. Okay.
That's crazy.
Because you have like a jetpack on now, and I guess it like pushes you around.
Okay.
There's also like what they call clambering, which allows you to like reach up and grab ledges to get up on them. It's a ground pound.
You can be like Aladdin in the Aladdin game where you can grab ledges and climb them up.
Finally, we have Aladdin technology in Halo.
So I want somebody to have come in and been like, guys, I was playing Aladdin on SNES over the weekend.
They can do this thing.
He can grab a ledge.
Why don't we have this technology anymore?
It's only a minor suit upgrade, really.
I'm really impressed and blown away by how positive the reviews for the Master Chief Collection have been. It's essentially games that everyone's played already, games that people loved, But I mean, the reviews have been. I could not find one really negative, critical review
about single player. Yeah.
Right, about single player. The multiplayer's had issues since it launched.
It's broke.
Yeah,
it's broke real good.
Most people are unable to find matchmaking, and it doesn't work.
I tried for about an hour and a half today.
Really?
Could not get a match.
Well, they said like if you try for 5 minutes and you don't get it, then you need to back out and try again. So like,
is that the?
that was
okay.
what they said when it launched, and then they were like, "We're working on it. We've hello Xbox users, we're working on it." And people were still reporting 30, 45 minutes before they could find a single match.
I believe this morning they said that they're going to have updates today. Yeah, they're going to release a number of server updates today to fix matchmaking issues. So I have not tried it today, so I don't know if that actually worked. They said these patches rolled out this morning. Let us know on Twitter.
I did try it today.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
I tried it about just after noon. And for about an hour was not able to
Well, they said morning Pacific time. So noon is technically still 10 a.m.
Okay.
So if you've tried it since then, please let us know on Twitter. #thepatch.
We were able to do custom games, which there were some people that were having issues with that earlier, but we did actually record a Let's Play or two. I think just one. And custom worked fine. Okay. So at least that much is good.
I'm ready to get my SWAT on.
We played some SWAT.
SWAT.
Yeah.
The new breakout mode in Halo 5 is like SWAT on speed. It's like fucking crazy.
Love it.
It's like you die, there's no respawn.
Oh.
And the rounds are 2 minutes long.
Oh, it's like Flood kind of. I mean, don't come back, but the rounds are so short.
Yeah, super fast. Yeah. And it's the first to win 5 rounds, which was confusing because at first we thought it was best of 5. No.
Oh.
It's first to win 5 rounds. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's super fast.
Once you go from SWAT back to Slayer, you feel like I've been shooting you for 5 years.
Why won't you just die?
Yeah. Also, it feels like the SMG is super tight now. Like the spread on it's not as crazy. It does more damage and it's like more focused in fire. Anyway, that's Halo 5. Master Chief Collection. So there's we had a chance to play. We streamed it recently. I'm super happy. I'm going back through all the old games and replaying it from 1 through 4 on campaign. I haven't touched multiplayer yet, so the outages haven't affected me. I've been out of town, like I said, so hopefully I'm hoping they fixed it today so I can get some multiplayer in tonight.
I will say the Legendary on Halo 1 is so much harder than I remember it being. I don't know if I've just gotten really worse.
I was literally just talking to Gavin this morning about playing it. I'm like, hey, we should play together. And he's like, cool, we have to play on Legendary. And I was like, all right, fine. And then you said that, and now I'm like, maybe I don't want to play on Legendary.
Playing with somebody else makes it a little bit easier because you've got 2 lives basically to live at that point.
Yeah.
But if one of you dies, you both die.
No?
That's what he said. No, it scared me.
Well, no, maybe that is with Halo because my only experience recently with Halo multiplayer would be Halo 3, which you can have 4-player, and if one person dies, no big deal.
Yeah, he said if you die, we both die, and then suddenly my confidence was a little rocked.
So I've seen 3 tweets here about the status of Halo multiplayer. The first from Adam Lynch 23 says he's currently playing. It took about 2 minutes to get into a game. Second one from Tristan JP says in a Halo match right now, but it's laggy and I keep getting uneven teams. And then Ant Del Giorno says playing Halo now, 5 to 10 minute waits at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
It seems like...
No, that's not good.
I mean, 5 is better than 30. I'll take 5 over 30.
Yeah, someone else here said 3 to 4 minutes to find a match. So it seems like it's not...
Some improvement.
Perfect, but it seems like people are actually getting into games at this point.
And the team balancing issue, several people have been reporting as well, where it's just, for whatever reason, it'll put 6 on one and 4 on the other.
Huh.
I don't know if maybe people are coming in with parties that are causing some issue with the balancing, but...
But usually it won't let you... I mean, usually it just won't add your party if you're going to make things.
Some of them do have,
or it'll split your party like onto the other team.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been happening. I don't know why.
Weird.
I don't think they've given a reason yet.
Weird.
Well, hopefully they get that straightened out before I try to play later tonight.
That's exactly how I feel. That's real sad and all, but I'm going to play tonight, so can it be fixed tonight?
Later on, if you just go ahead and fix that. That being said, single player it's really fun to go back to that. And I know Halo 1 Anniversary had already had a release. I never actually played Anniversary, so the whole process is new to me. Seeing it in 1080 60 is pretty. I mean, it's nice, especially playing it back to back with some other games where it's not as smooth. And you come back to that one, it's like, oh, okay, this is what 60 is supposed to look like. Yeah. I got it.
What's funny to me is it's almost like a history lesson in the evolution of FPS control schemes. It's like Halo, Combat Evolved is slow. like there's no run, there's no dash, and it's like very methodical, and the buttons aren't quite what I expect. I'm like, so I'm constantly hitting the wrong thing.
Even the vehicles didn't have boost. They didn't get boost until Halo 2, I don't think.
They didn't even have
like
a horn.
The Ghost and the
I keep trying to huck the horn in the Warthog.
Oh, that's really important. Excuse me. I was in a traffic jam. I couldn't tell anyone how frustrated I was.
One thing I did notice, a really small quirk, I guess, is if you're looking at the Warthog. I was staring at it the other day. I don't know why.
Okay.
And I was looking at the wheels, and on the driver's side they say Puma, which I thought, oh, that's cute, you know. Then if you look on the passenger side, they just took that texture and reversed it like mirror image. So
is it
Puma's backwards. Yeah, and I'm like, wait, that's not right.
Mirrored textures. Yeah. Someone's falling down on the job.
Somebody was like, nah, nobody will fucking notice this.
I fucking noticed it. I was like, God damn it.
Gus got you.
You forgot to flip your UVs. God damn it.
I want somebody to be I want somebody who did it just to be like, oh, fuck. Like listening to this patch being like, son of a bitch.
I told him nobody would notice. Yeah, but I also went back and I've been looking at like the Rooster Teeth Easter eggs over the years. Like I went back to the Halo 2 map Turf. And there's like the Rooster and Teeth vending machines, and in Halo 3 the Easter egg in the Crow's Nest level, and just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm in the game. Yeah, it's like I'm super pleased with myself. I don't know, it's just like an egomaniacal thing to do. I'm like, oh, let's look for the thing I did. Hey, yeah.
Now you mentioned I murdered Bernie in a Let's Play that is yet to be released yet.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You guys were in Halo 2. There's that one Easter egg where you're at the door.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, blew him right up.
Wow.
You know, something to do.
Way to go. So I guess the other big news, which we should get to, is Assassin's Creed Unity came out, and Rogue, apparently.
Oh, no.
So there's been a little bit of trouble with Unity, I guess.
Yeah. The other game, what I was talking about, where I went back to Halo and saw 60 and it was really pretty, the other game was Unity.
So I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. I mean, people are reporting frame rate issues, like
there's some
really low frame rate.
Well, most of the time you're okay. It's just, it seems to be when you get engaged in combat, it just goes to the floor. Yeah, I mean, that's really largely what the game's about, right? Is the fighting. And as soon as you get in combat, it just goes to
What platform were you on?
Xbox One.
Okay.
Oh, wow. They were saying that at PC, people were reporting like 15 frames a second.
I don't know what it's
all the
hitting,
way down
but
to
it's
there.
bad. Yeah, it's noticeably bad. And then the rest of the time, it doesn't feel like it's that perfect smooth 1080, 60.
Well, they were shooting for...
I'm sorry, not 1080.
Come on. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
I would have
We
been
want to
happier.
avoid that whole discussion.
The debates and
the whole
stuff.
debates and stuff.
They could have maybe avoided it a little bit lower. The bar may still be a little too high. But that being said, they were coming off of Black Flag, which is so highly regarded in that series. That's a lot to live up to, and then you release a game that's not run as good as it could. The Paris is great. I mean, the whole look of the game, walking around in that world is really neat. Going in and out of buildings is really neat. But yeah, it's just not... They haven't really refined the control scheme that much. In fact, I find myself jumping off of buildings by accident a lot more than I feel like I used to.
Interesting. That was like a big selling point.
Right.
They were like, the control scheme is so much better now, and you can do all these much more natural movements.
Well, especially...
What I heard was that you wouldn't like accidentally start climbing walls anymore, and like that annoying
That's
shit.
probably true. The only thing is now, because there's the whole interiors of the building, you're constantly trying to go in a window. And you'll go up to the window, and it's like, okay, now hit left trigger to go in the window, and he just jumps over the window, and you're like, oh, fuck, okay, go back down. And then he falls off the window and lands somewhere down below. And okay, you get up, and then he grabs on the side of the window, and you're like, okay, maybe now in the left trigger, and he's like, oh, there's a window. Okay. So you spend like 30 seconds every time you try to go in a window. But, I mean, it's maybe patchable.
Maybe.
Well,
they did, with Assassin's Creed 4, they were able to up-res it post-launch on the PS4. It went from 900p to 1080, and they fixed a lot of stuff like that. So I would imagine that stuff like this is hopefully patchable as well.
Well, but other things that they did, I wouldn't say they already did them, which is like the review copies that we were talking about earlier, where they hid the microtransactions so that the reviewers couldn't see how much the microtransactions were.
Right.
That stuff you can't do that.
There's a lot of people, I will say, like I heard some of the story work being done for the No, and I will say, having looked at that, because I was looking at the currencies in the game, And there is a third currency that is the microtransaction currency that is the one you can purchase. And you can just as easily not use it, really. I mean, there's lots of opportunities to make the florins, I guess is the francs is the French currency. Somebody messed me up in the Let's Play we did because they said florins. I'm blaming it on somebody in there. But I mean, if you do, they've got the co-op stuff, and the co-op stuff is a great way to make a lot of money in that game, especially things like the 4-player heists. You can do up to 75,000 francs, which each of your major equipment classes has a legendary item that costs maybe 125,000. So it would take a few. I mean, I'm not sure what you would get through the natural progress of the game, but I know it has purchasable properties that turn profit. So there's also that where you'll just have stuff that just makes money for you, and all you have to do is go pick it up. I don't know that purchasable currency is really an issue unless you just really want to get to something fast.
That's true. I think it's more the issue of not being honest or forthcoming about it.
Also, there was the controversy where reviews were embargoed until noon of release day, which is really unusual. So the game had been out theoretically up to 12 hours before outlets were allowed to post
weird.
reviews.
I can't think of another instance of that happening in recent memory. Like, I understand, like, at midnight reviews could go up or something like that, but 12 hours after you could buy the game, like, that's rough.
Yeah, and
just long enough to catch all those people on the fence.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with the movie industry, I feel like, where if you don't see reviews for a movie before it comes out, you're like, okay, the movie's probably not good.
Yep.
If you see reviews weeks before it comes out, you're like, wow, okay, they are really confident in that, and they're not afraid to let people spout their opinions, which is, little segue here, how I feel about the new Dragon Age game. Because there's already reviews out. Every single one of them is fucking stellar.
Well, they're also, I mean, you're going to be able to play the game tomorrow if you're a subscriber to EA Access.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
There's a 6-hour playable, I assume it's going to be the full game. It's not going to be like a demo, but you will be able to play 6 hours of it tomorrow if you're a subscriber to EA Access.
Wow.
I don't know what the NDA over that would be, but I assume that when you put that thing out there,
it's out. Yeah.
It's going to get streamed. I mean, people are going to be talking about it. You can't open it up like that and expect just your average user not to talk about it.
Yeah, I played the first Dragon Age, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought the combat was a little quirky and weird, and the story was meh. But the reviews for this are so fucking good. I'm like, great.
Another thing.
Yeah, it wasn't even on my radar. I was like, no, I'm not going to worry about that. But I was like, oh, shit. Look at how good all that is. So, I don't know. It's another thing I'm definitely going to have to take a look at. Yeah.
By the way, I want to mention one thing about the heists in Unity. When you say
heists?
Yeah, they're heists. That's one of the co-op options. There's co-op missions and there's heists.
Okay.
The heists.
So they beat GTA 5 to the punch.
Slow down.
Okay.
So I've played 2 of them. There's some 2-player and some 4-player heists. The heist, as I've seen it in the 2 that we played, is there's an area with 4 boxes. One of the boxes is the one you want. Go get the box.
So you just like go around an area looking in boxes, hoping it's the one?
Can you each go to a different box?
If
Sorry, if I sit down, you can't see me at all because all of this stuff.
You disappear into timepieces. There's a bunch of guys there. The way the system works is that you get 1 reward for just completing the mission, and then there's a reward slider where the more you get noticed and the more things that you do that are detrimental to stealth, it goes down progressively. So optimal way to do it would be to do it without being seen at all. But yeah, it's just, they're bad guys. There are 4 chests. One of the chests is the right one. It's not even a big area. I mean, it's like a building usually.
How different is the prize or the reward for beating the mission versus not being seen at all? Is it worth, like, I would just feel like I would just go in and be like, nah, fuck it, oh, that one. And then just, like, it'd be much quicker to do it that way.
It would. The 4 diamond, it's all on diamond scale of difficulty. The 5 diamond one that we did, the base payout was 25,000. The reward bonus pool was 50,000.
Okay.
So it's 75,000 if you do it perfectly.
It's worth it.
Which no one in my room has yet to do.
Oh, God, throwing so much shade over there. Somebody called it Florence.
I'm saying we. I mean, we in this case. We are not. There's the team that you call for the stealthy incursion, and then there's the team when you just want it all burned down.
Oh, good.
So
we're more of the B.
You're like the A team.
We're like the B team.
Okay.
We're the B for blow it up team.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more our style.
So I'm getting some clarification here on the Halo Legendary issue. According to Killbleezy, he says only Halo 2 is the one you die, you both restart to the last checkpoint.
Okay, good.
And other people are saying, who is this? Czechoslovakia and Naru70 are saying that the co-op reset is a skull.
Yeah,
they said it's the Iron Skull.
Yeah.
So if you just don't toggle that on, you should be all right.
By the way, there've been also a lot of issues going with Master Chief, just jumping back to that for a second, where people's achievements aren't unlocking.
Oh, right.
But I'm pretty confident that's entirely a Microsoft back-end thing. It has nothing to do with Master Chief Collection, because they're unlocked. You can even go to your friend's progress and see like your closest to unlocking achievements, and you'll see them completed. And it just says like waiting for update or something. So the back end is just not keeping up, probably because they dropped Halo Master Chief Collection and Assassin's Creed Unity on the same day, and achievement tracking just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Yeah,
but it's all unlocks eventually.
Yeah, so I'm not going to drag down the team by dying, but I am going to have to deal with achievements not unlocking, which might be a huge.
They'll show up later. It'll be
they unlock, they just don't pop, and you don't necessarily.
It'll pop later.
Yeah,
the pop is the most important
Once
part.
you pop, you don't stop. All right, I'm going to read another thing here. I want to remind everyone this episode of The Patch is also brought to you by Crunchyroll. I want to talk to you guys who love anime. Where do you go to get your anime? You've got sketchy torrent sites, which give you terrible quality, bad dubbing, which can ruin the characters' personalities, and exposure to viruses. Or you're watching it on sites with tons of ads interrupting the storyline. That stops today. Here's a place to get the best, newest, ad-free anime, Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll gives you the most authentic way to watch anime. They show new episodes professionally subtitled within an hour after first airing in Japan, and is streamed in beautiful 1080p to all your devices, including phone, tablet, or your TV through Xbox, Apple TV, and more. Want to catch up on popular anime like Naruto Shippuden, or Hunter x Hunter, or Sword Art Online? Go to crunchyroll.com. Want to watch the newest episodes of Fate Stay Night, Parasite, Terraformers straight from Japan? Go to crunchyroll.com. It's only $6.95 per month to have unlimited anime subscription, but you get to try it free first. Go to crunchyroll.com/thepatch. Try it now for free for 30 days. That's a good deal. An entire month for free when you sign up from crunchyroll.com/thepatch. Watch the anime you love the way it's meant to be watched. High quality, no ads, anytime, anywhere. Only at crunchyroll.com/thepatch.
I wish that ad started with, remember how shitty the Sailor Moon dub was? Never watch that shit again at Crunchyroll. Put it right in your ad
There you go.
copy.
Only the good shit right here.
You got your premium shit.
Remember when they tried to call her Serena and her voice was awful? Every ad is a Sailor Moon reference. There'll be nothing else for me.
Well, I did want to mention, by the way, that we did do some of the other co-op stuff from Assassin's Creed Unity, and that stuff was a lot more fun. Just the regular co-op missions. That wasn't. I don't know, when you preload something with the idea of heist, it seems to me like there should be multi-stages and like...
Well, because you guys are like, all right, here we go. Someone's going to have a purple shirt. Purple shirt dude gets a fire truck. Like,
well, that's what I want. I want like that. I want the Ocean's 11 kind of experience. I don't want, get the box. Hey, get the box.
That's what a real mob heist is like. I don't know if you know. It's like, get the box.
Yeah.
Freddy, get the box.
Get the
Everyone
right
else,
box.
stab.
Cannoli. Done. You got the right box.
Oh, it's like the word heist is almost like a loaded word in video games now.
Yeah, it is,
It's like,
especially for you guys.
Yeah. But that being said, it wasn't without its own issues in the co-op stuff that we did. In one recording, my Xbox froze, and in another recording, Jeff's Xbox froze. I don't know if Unity's to blame, but that's 2 points of data in the same game.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah.
Odd.
You know, I had a weird freezing issue with my Xbox One. I was watching Bob's Burgers, and it would do while I was painting my den. And so I've been watching it for like, you look very unhappy about Bob's Burgers.
No, I'm curious to hear this go.
Amazing.
I love Bob's Burgers. I was just making sure everything's all right here.
It was just Bob's Burgers. I still got it. No, so I've probably been painting for about 4 hours. So just been like going. And then it would do this weird thing where I was turned around, I saw a flash of light, and I was like, what the hell did I turn? And the frame was like frozen, and every couple of seconds it would flash like a bright magenta, and then go back to the frozen frame. I can't talk either. And then about
going around
30 seconds later, it was just like back to normal. Like,
Weird.
And it did it for like 3 episodes in a row. I'm like, it's possessed. My Xbox is possessed.
Weird.
I had to restart it.
By the way, great news. Gavin's Xbox died.
Well, in his office?
Yeah.
Because the one at home is almost also dead.
So, he's had a bet. He had a bet with Jack that his Xbox would not die. I don't know what there was like no time limit on it, but he stacked it under 3 other consoles. He's like, nah, I'll be fine.
It's barely been a year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the one in the living room is a replacement of the one that already died. And this one, we have to power cycle it twice a week.
What does he do to him?
I think he like emits an aura that's like
I
he's
hate
like
you
his
and I
own
don't care.
EMP, and he can just like take sound.
I think some people just.
You're
You're right.
He's one of those people that
yeah.
have like that weird frequency that just breaks shit.
And Joel's the same way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if you put technology around Joel, it'll just break.
That's actually happened. I felt bad for Ashley. She's had 2 cameras die on her watch when she
We were out filming at Halo Fest. We were going to do an interview with Bonnie Ross from 343, and right before we left to the event, we had filmed something with us. They were like, "Hey, put the camera in the bag. Let's go to the event." Pulled it out of the bag. Literally 5 minutes later, we walked to the event. It was across the street. Pull the camera out of the bag. It won't boot up. It's like, what the fuck just happened to this?
Ashley was like, she came back. She was like, I hope nobody's mad. I feel like this is the second thing I've broken. It's not my fault.
Yeah, and then so I was like troubleshooting it, trying to fix it, and Freddie Wong was there.
Yeah,
he walked by, and he's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know, my camera's not working." He's like, "Oh, here, let me take a look at it." So Freddie's taking a look at it also. We're all like trying to troubleshoot. He's like, "Nah, it's broken."
Yeah, she said he like looked at it and he was like, "Sorry, it's dead."
But it's just
he's like the doctor that pronounced it.
We tried our best.
Time of death.
Oh.
12:15.
It was like the perfect place to get like help, because we also ran into Felicia Day there and Adam Kovac and
How
a bunch
many
of other
nerds
people.
does it take to fix a
And
camera?
everyone's came back like, "Oh, what? You got a camera problem? We'll take a look at
Yeah.
it."
Oh.
So it was.
Oh, you have a flat
helpful.
tire? I can't do that, but a camera problem. Got it.
Yeah, you need some help tagging some metadata? Yeah, we can do that. We're cool. We'll take a look at it. So there's another story here that I want to talk about, which seemed kind of depressing or maybe ominous, where
Ooh, that's my favorite kind. Depressing and ominous. Let's go.
I guess Eurogamer spoke with the WildStar creative director and product director to talk about concerns over WildStar. I guess there's a perception that WildStar is, quote, a sinking ship.
Well, because people have been jumping off that sinking ship.
Right. And so, I mean, they're trying to reassure people that NCSoft sees a future for WildStar. It's like, oh, man, that's kind of brutal.
That's
brutal
not
way
a
to
good
put it.
statement, by the way. Yeah, you don't say, we see a future for it. It involves a trash can.
Yeah, I got a
and
shovel in
forgotten
my
legacy.
Yeah, they wouldn't disclose actual numbers of units sold or actual number of subscribers, but they said they were happy with the sell-through and that the game has sold, quote, many times the hoped for 250,000 boxes. So I guess that was their initial goal, and they surpassed that. They're just having trouble, I guess.
Well, they had a guy, one of the 3 creators. He was some sort of higher up. It was a couple months ago where he announced on a live stream. He was like, "Hello, I've quit.
Oh, I think it was
Thank you for coming to the live stream."
I remember that.
Yeah, it was like an art director or something like that. Yeah, he just full on was like, "Sorry, my time's come to an end here, and I really loved it. Love you guys," and then he just left. So.
Okay, so I mean, that does not bode well for yet another MMO. It's like, I don't know, the MMO is such a hard space to crack. Like, people still have not found that formula that World of Warcraft was able to do.
Think about other ones that were really promising. Rift was super promising, and Ion was also another one that was very promising. You log into Ion now, and it's like 2 other people are playing
Ion the one with the wings?
You don't have wings. It's
Rift
just
had the wings,
super pretty.
Yeah.
The artwork is gorgeous in Ion. That's the only thing I can tell you by walking by while it's being played.
I think
that's
a lot of people's expectations of what a success in an MMO, though, just got blown out of proportion by World of Warcraft. I mean, many of these games probably could be considered a success if you didn't expect it to just live forever, like the EverQuest and World of Warcraft model.
Yeah. So I guess like you can be successful without taking the crown and being like the pinnacle of
Don't think you're going to win.
Success.
Just shoot for all right.
You're not going to be homecoming queen, but you'll be in the court.
There you go. Yeah. That's a perfect metaphor.
You fucking know how to sell it.
Thanks. I got mouse pads. What do you need?
Oh yeah, there was more Nintendo stuff. I have more Nintendo stuff to talk about.
Did you see that great? Never mind. We'll talk about it later.
There are some bizarre Mercedes television ads in Japan right now that are tie-ins with Mario Kart.
Oh, yes.
And so they show like in-game like Mario racing in a Mercedes-Benz, and then it cuts to a live-action ending with a really creepy. There's 2 different versions. One's Mario and Luigi, and the other one's Mario and Peach. I'm not going to spoil it, other than to say that they're really creepy.
Was that you? The Mario looked so much like you in prosthetics, Ryan. You've been moonlighting as Mario in Japan.
I mean, what happens in Japan stays in Japan, right?
I like to think you continued your modeling career just in Japan.
Only in foreign markets. I don't play domestically, but
it's
What's the Peach ending?
Oh, the Peach ending is it's the exact same
Do
thing.
they both? Does she do wavely arms
same
too?
dude too.
It's the exact same beginning. Then Mario does that same weird face, like he has like the shocked face at the end.
Oh,
And then it cuts to Peach, and she's like walking out of her car, and then a green shell comes, and she jumps over it.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
it's a little anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
Green
knows you
shell
can't get-
comes and she like totally dodges it.
Yeah.
You can't get Peach with the shell.
not a green shell. Get that weak shit out of here.
Well, that's true or not.
It's red or blue.
Yeah. Actually, it's Peach walks out of her car and then a blue spiky shell decimates her from above, and all that's left are her shoes. That's the end.
They're smoking.
The Wicked Witch ending.
So the other bit of Nintendo news, I had way more than I expected. I should have grouped it all
So
together.
Wow, look
exciting.
at that.
Nintendo announced that the pre-orders for Super Smash Bros. Have surpassed Mario Kart 8. So apparently they're doing great. And that Mario Kart 8 has close to 3.5 million sales, and Wii U shipments are now up to 7.29 million worldwide.
That's awesome.
So they're persevering. They're getting there.
Did you guys see the viral video with the girl pretending to beat Smash Brothers players that
No.
broke last week or maybe on Monday? I don't know what date it is because I've been doing so much stuff. But it was a girl. She's 10 years old. I think her name was Carissa. They called her Carissa the Destroyer, something like that.
Carissa
and
the
it's,
Destroyer.
it's video that supposedly shows her just beating. She's 10 years old, beating people who are like Smash Brothers players at Super Smash Brothers. But then, in like literally the same day the video came out, somebody found a casting notice for a small child that would act, and she's also an actress, like she's done other acting jobs. But then some people were saying like, well, you could have photoshopped the casting call, maybe it's real. So still people don't know if it's real or not. Probably not real, but it's kind of a cool viral video to go around.
I want to believe
Yeah,
that out there
I
is a
don't.
small 10-year-old girl.
Well, there are other children that,
Yeah.
do well at video games, but maybe not this one.
Maybe not this particular one. This particular captured moment that was expressed in this
Really,
very specific
she's
way.
a metaphor. She's a window into the other children that couldn't be represented in the video. But they're out there.
The other children
A
cost
special
too much.
breed.
we
The next
couldn't,
generation of gamers.
we couldn't afford them.
They just don't know how to act is the problem.
They can't
They
showcase.
freeze up on camera.
They can't showcase the product properly.
Right.
So Bloodborne got slightly delayed. Not a bad delay. It got pushed back from February 6th to March 26th. So like about a month and a
See,
half.
that's what I'm saying. You don't give a thing a date. If you give it a date,
What?
that's just an excuse not to hit that
It's
date.
still Q1 though.
Oh.
So if they
Why did they just say
Q1?
Q1?
But that's what Nintendo does. They say
Yeah.
a quarter. They don't give a specific date,
Yep.
and then once they know they'll hit it, they like start setting a window from afar and then narrow it down. as it
here's
comes
the thing, like,
closer.
It's so Japanese, it's beautiful.
Your average video
Poetry in
game
motion.
consumer isn't like, oh, Q2's about to roll around. That game hasn't dropped yet. They're like, oh, yeah, it's the early part of the year.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're banking off of. You don't know when Q1 ends. You don't know if we're late.
Well, I mean,
Oh, no, yeah, it's a metric Q1. It extends to the end of the year.
well, maybe it's about just managing the expectation. It's the same thing. It's like you don't give a specific date. You just give like that range. You're like, oh yeah, it's coming out sometime. You don't
Just
start
lie.
obsessing.
Just say it's coming out later. It'll be out sometime.
Oh, you would be so mad if Nintendo came out and said it's coming out sometime. You'd be on here being like, oh, can't believe they said that sometime.
I would say, finally, someone is honest.
Oh, please.
You're telling me the truth. You don't know, and you're not going to just...
Somebody who's making a game out there, please say sometime and
sometime.
watch him eat his words.
It'll be out when it's out.
It has to be-
There has been people that said it'll be out when it's out.
It has to be a game he's looking forward to, though.
Yes.
It can't
That's
just
true.
be any game.
Yeah,
It's true.
Otherwise, it's for nothing.
Could you imagine if people just did that with real life? Like, yeah, your food will be out when it's out.
Well, I mean,
Just, walk
that's like the Blizzard approach, right? Like, hey, it'll be out. You'll buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
know
making,
you will.
We're making StarCraft 2. Yay! We're gonna release it over the course
Yeah.
of 5 years. What?
Someday,
Shut up and buy it.
Someday it'll be on a shelf. Then just give us money.
It takes so long that the distribution methods have changed over the course of this release. So another game I'm really excited about coming out before the end of the year. And we've talked about it repeatedly. The Telltale Game of Thrones game is
Yeah.
getting more detail. They said it's coming out before the end of the year. Soon, I believe, was their exact. Yeah, soon in quotes
Ha!
is their exact announcement. And Telltale does that a lot. Where they'll say soon, and soon means like next week, or soon could mean
Yes.
next month.
Like with the end of Walking Dead. Okay, every Walking Dead, 2 months, 1.5 months, 2.5 months. And then the last chapter was like, next week. You're like, what the hell? Oh my god, awesome!
See, that's a great strategy. You know why? Because with all this like forecast stuff, like it'll be out in Q2 of 2016. You're like, oh yeah, okay, sure. When it's like, hey, it'll be out tomorrow. What?
They do that.
And then you impulse
awesome.
buy it because like it's a thing. I can buy it. Let's buy it.
It's true. Telltale does do it.
No planning. You just purchase.
No planning. Yeah.
Don't think, just buy.
Marketing departments love that.
You don't want those guys that's going to save. You want the ones that are just going to go into debt immediately. Just take my money.
Yeah, we're not looking for responsible adults to buy our game.
That reminds me of the South Park premium thing, which we'll get to in a second. I'll talk about the Game of Thrones thing a little more. So the game is going to take place. It starts near the end of season 3 and concludes right before the beginning of season 5. So pretty much season 4 of the TV show. And they've clarified that it will be revolving around TV show and not the books. And they talked a little more. You're going to play as 5 different characters of House Forrester. They talked about their rival house, and they're kind of starting to try to set what their rivals.
No, I just like that. It's like, this is Animal House. We're House Forrester. Like,
and
I was thinking House Lumberjack, really, but
House Whitehill is their
oh yeah, man, hills. They hate trees. Always causing soil erosion, maybe?
Well, I guess like the way they're setting it up is House Forrester controls the majority of the ironwood forest, and the wood is very in demand because it's used for siege weapons and for making other weapons.
Those characters love wood.
It's very important. Nice
hey, don't change to me. I didn't say
For once,
she knew I was going to have some sexual joke, and I didn't, and he did.
For once, Meg was not the pervert.
Suck it. Aw, damn.
Wait, what? Was there a sex joke that was made? I'm just talking about, that's a very important resource in the time. The arrow shafts, log cabins. No?
I liked arrow chefs. It was really good.
It was really good. So you mentioned, irresponsible consumers.
Yes.
So last week, South Park had a whole episode. Well, they had a portion of an episode where they poked fun at freemium mobile games, and in particular, in the episode, they made a Terrence and Phillip free game, and they talk about how they just focus on exploiting like the tiny sliver of people who will pay money in the freemium game, and then just gouging them as much as possible to make your profit. And I forget where it was. It might have been on Polygon. I saw an article where someone said they realized that the fake game they made for the South Park episode must have been parodying the Family Guy mobile game, because like the layout of the menus and the HUD and the look was exactly the same, and they showed like screenshots side by side.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Family Guy game.
Yeah, I forget what it was called.
Oh, look, there's a...
there it is, yeah. Family Guy, The Quest for Stuff. And you can see like the layout of the menus and everything. And the shopping cart even in the lower right.
That's so crazy. Well, we were talking about making like microtransactions and making purchases. Guns Dash is a free game on the Nvidia Shield, and I probably spent $60 in that game because it is so easy to spend money in it.
They must have done some kind of study on it where it's like, if it's below this threshold, people will think they didn't actually spend money.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No,
I mean, it's like 55 cents.
$5, what?
Well, I mean, if you just get them with $1 or like 90 cents.
They got me with $1 hard.
You could spend 90 cents over and over and think, I'm not spending anything. It's 90 cents. I'm not even $1.
Right.
Take all of them.
What was that damn game my little brother used to play? Oh, man, it's going to drive me nuts. He used to always spend money in it, and it's got a little, it's Maple Story.
Oh, Maple Story, yeah.
God damn that game. I remember so many arguments of like, you get little cards, and it's like, it's $5. You bought 5 of them.
And then we had to move into a smaller house.
It's really sad.
Credit was destroyed for years.
Someone on Twitter, who is this? Russ Pruce, said that the Smash Brothers thing sounds like Jimmy Kimmel might have his fingers in it. Like one of those. I don't think he knows anything, but it just sounds like the kind of thing
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, now that's the problem with him doing that a couple times. Is now everyone points the finger at Jimmy Kimmel whenever one of those comes up. Like clearly, this is just a
way
fabrication
to ruin viral
by Jimmy.
videos.
Yeah. Now no one
Kimmel.
doesn't believe viral videos anymore. What is the world coming to?
Well, they believed Alex from Target, so I think we're still on track.
Yeah, that was not a covert ad campaign at all.
Yes, no.
So we're talking about mobile games. I feel obligated to mention that the Rooster Teeth vs. Zombians mobile game comes out tomorrow. Not a freemium game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just take all your money up front.
Yeah, give us $40.
It's an upfront $100 fee. You'll unlock everything immediately.
Oh, nice. The game's actually already beaten for you.
yeah.
And Gus will give you a hug.
You just get to watch it. I'm actually not sure what the pricing is, but it's not $100. I was kidding about
or
that.
hugs.
It's coming out on iOS first, and then we'll have an Android version here pretty quickly after.
Very cool.
So, no doubt soon.
Speaking of games and microtransactions, Just Cause 3 was announced, and they had leaked screenshots that said they were going to be using microtransactions that came out last week. And so people were all upset. They thought it was going to be a free-to-play game with just microtransactions. And they announced that it is not a free-to-play game. It's going to be a standard release. And also there are no microtransactions. They took them all the way out of the game. They were like, that was an old version we're not using.
Or they saw the backlash on Unity and were like, we need to get in front of this.
That's what it is.
Yeah. They're like, they can turn it into a positive.
Yep.
More
Oh yeah,
marketing.
they came out today and they're like, yeah, weird. It was an archaic build of the game.
We wouldn't do that to you guys. Hey, that was just a special build.
I don't understand how. Yeah, like we
test.
built a build where we would make more money, and then we were like, nah, not more money.
Look, the QA guys were getting a little out of line, and we needed to get some of the money back from their expensive salaries. So we were just sticking them a little.
So we're pretty much at time, but I do want to mention one more thing.
Oh, look at all the sand left.
There's a little bit of sand
There's
left.
2 hourglasses worth of sand.
So Tony Hawk tweeted.
And that's it. Thank you for telling us that.
Here's his exact tweet. I'm currently working with Activision on a console game for 2015, along with a new mobile game. I think fans of THPS series will be hyped. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a Tony Hawk game.
I want him to have another ridiculous controller.
I think last time there was a Tony Hawk game, It's Been a While was a song that people would listen to.
Well, and also, Neversoft is gone.
Yeah.
Neversoft made a lot of those Tony Hawk games, and they've been absorbed into Activision proper.
The eyeball is no more.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what this entails exactly.
New skateboard controller.
No.
New skateboard controller.
All right, well, we're at time. That one doesn't count because it spun around a bunch. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Don't do that. We'll be back
I wanted it to spin.
with an episode of Screenplay at, I'm sorry,
Now
what am I?
we'll
It's
do it.
Wednesday. We'll be back on Monday with an episode of the RT Podcast, Tuesday with an episode of Screenplay, and next Wednesday with an episode of Patch. Oh, wait, we're doing On the Spot tomorrow.
Yes,
Tune
and-
in at 4 tomorrow for On the Spot, our new game show.
And
Bring
on
it.
Fridays at 1, we do the know-it-all.
By the way,
Fridays, when you do
it's
the
me and
model.
Ray. That's why I'm saying bring it.
Oh, is it
it's
you and
me
Ray?
and Ray versus you and Barbara.
I didn't know that.
Bring it!
Bring it. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
Just the
Bye.
lamest.